Everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Irish Wrestling Podcast. Today, joined by Colin. Foxy is on his way, late as usual. We're delighted to be joined by Katey Harvey of Fight Factory Pro Wrestling. Katey's here to tell us about the upcoming shows for Fight Factory that they just announced this afternoon on Twitter and all their social media. So, Katey, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm good. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's you're very quick off the mark there, getting me on. I was
Yeah, well, like
impressed.
it's been too long. There hasn't been a Fight Factory show. It's been too long, and everybody's been cramming for more news on what's happening with Fight Factory. So we just had to find out from yourself what exactly is going on. You've announced
Everyone's
four.
itching. Poor
Yeah.
Deco. Did you see Deco's message in the Facebook as well?
I,
Like
I,
he's
I I saw Deco's message and I felt bad. So I was like, it's not a great mystery. I've literally just been too busy. That's it.
did
Um,
Deco's message prompt you?
no, I hadn't seen it until someone
I
tagged
thought you were
him.
gonna give him some props. I thought you were gonna
No,
give him some
no.
props.
To be fair, Declan has stayed on this now for the last little while. So yeah, no, he's stayed on the ball now, trying to get shows up and running.
So you have announced the dates: May 17th, July 26th, September 27th, and December 7th for the four shows that you have said. It's 18 over 18s with a twist. Is this a surprise to us that we're not allowed to know about, or is this some?
I can't give away too much info yet, but basically we're doing some things a little bit differently from last year and the year before. So basically, when we started the over 18 shows, we were kind of the first people out of lockdown to get going with shows. And we were the only over 18s in town. But now you have quality shows being ran by RCW, Hard Knocks, OTT. Like it's a little bit oversaturated, which is a great problem to have as a
Yeah.
fan and wrestler.
Yeah.
But again, we just want to kind of find a niche again, you know. So we're scaling back. We're just doing 4 over 18 shows this year. Each one will have a little twist. We're just going to try some new stuff and just try bring a fun element to the shows and a little bit different from kind of what's on offer in other places, because I think that's what we need to do now.
Yeah, is the TV theme, movie theme shows out the door, or are we going for any sort of summer
Um,
sections? Or
It's funny you mentioned that, because the lads always say to me, "You're going to run out of shows eventually." But I'm a TV-aholic, so I don't
yeah,
think that'll happen. Um, but we are gonna deviate away from it a little bit.
what can we expect that besides giving away any surprises, or can people expect? So it's obviously going to be bringing your own brew, your own booze and stuff. There are
Yeah,
still
yeah.
elements.
We're still going to keep that element. One of our main things as well, Fight Factory, is we want to keep things affordable. It's everything is expensive now, you know. So if we can give you a great night out in Dublin for the cost of whatever drink you want to bring and your bus fare, that's something we definitely want to keep on top of. Again, because there's so many wrestling shows and so many other entertainment shows at the moment, I feel like I'm buying gig tickets every week. We just want to
Yeah,
keep this as
Yeah, that.
accessible to everyone as we can.
Colin, you're a regular at Fight Factory. Speaking from the fans' perspective, who goes to every show, what are you hoping for out of these shows, and what do you need to know from Katie for everybody in
Yeah,
attendance?
like it's like Fight Factory is obviously one of my favorite nights out of the month. And I think I can speak for a lot of other people who say the same. And we have missed it. We have missed it the last couple of months. And people are itching for it. I know that we mentioned Deco, but I'm in a WhatsApp group and everyone's like, "Where's the Fight Factory updates? When's it coming? And what are we going to be expecting? Are we back in the Fight Factory for these shows?"
Potentially not. It's
Okay.
no secret that there is a bit of a venue crisis in the
Yeah.
country. It
Yeah,
is hard. We've had leads, we've looked at places, so that is something I couldn't give a definite answer to.
Right.
Um, it is definitely something we've looked at, but again, like that's not a big secret that, you know, people are struggling for venues at the moment in Dublin, not just in wrestling in general. There's no small to mid-sized venues really available.
And we're
yeah.
sticking with Friday nights as well, yeah.
No, them dates are a mixture of Fridays and
Already?
Saturdays. Yeah.
I
The
thought,
December is definitely a Saturday because we're doing a double header with
okay.
RCW.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that'll be another 5 p.m. start as well. And it's funny you mentioned Foxy being late, because he's very prompt on time to the shows, except for the December show, because I forgot to tell him it was a 5 p.m. start. And he walked in at 4:30 and I went, "Right, doors are open," and Foxy, and he went, "What?" So I put him under a little bit of pressure on that show. So
Poor lad.
yeah. So I'll
Uh,
probably forget to tell him again now. because I've told you, so I'll think the job's done. And
We'll say nothing. Just leave it to surprise. Just don't tell them at
Yeah.
all.
You said that they were the over 18 shows, Katie. Do you have plans for non-over 18 shows as well? Like, do you have any other irons in the fire?
So last year we established the Irish Wrestling Alliance with RCW. So we're planning on going back to that and kind of expanding that this year, because family friendly wrestling is a love of mine. You know, the first shows I started going to was NWA Ireland, you know, family style shows, and that's, you know, having a daughter, it's definitely something I want to bring back to Fight Factory as well. And again, we're not forgetting about the next gens. We will be having next gen again this year as well.
Excellent.
Can the fans expect to see you back in the ring in Fight Factory? You had a great match with Rhio last month at RCW, and I thought you absolutely smashed it. One of the matches of the night on the show, and you seem to be, you know, doing a lot of backstage stuff for Fight Factory. Will you be in the ring more often?
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you saying that about the Rhio match, because that's probably my favorite match I've had since I came back from injury. I really, really love that match. And one of the reasons I can love a match like that is because I don't have to run the backstage on a show like that. That's mainly the reason why I don't really wrestle on Fight Factory, because there's just so much else to do. And we've such a talented roster. I don't feel the need to insert myself into the middle of it. Sometimes I have, if maybe a wrestler can't make it, or we need a spot filled, or it makes sense, you know. So when I did my original comeback match, when myself, Phil and Justy took on the Saviors, you know, I wanted to do that in Fight Factory because that's home. But I don't feel the need to put myself on the card, you know. One thing we're going to keep on with this year is 6 matches per card. You know, kind of just, we have so much talent. They're going to be on Fight Factory, you know.
Absolutely. And like you're always posting about it online, about, you know, where Fight Factory is every week. And now that you know, Debbie and Anita are heading to London over WrestleMania weekend, the gals are going on tour. Something that you may do down the line, would you join them on tour? Is that something that you're planning on doing?
Yeah, maybe for the crack. I am getting back into a bit of traveling myself now. I'm teaching a wrestling seminar in Germany in March, and I'll be competing for Project Nova, and I'll be on the show the following day. So again, because I have a 2-year-old, I'm not as flexible as I was to take shows and stuff like that. So I'm kind of sticking to just places where I enjoy working, basically, and kind of still ticking. So Germany is a place that I adore. Belgium is a place I adore. RCW and Titanic. That's probably what I'll stick to now for this year.
Excellent. And just before we finish up, Foxy is now jumping into the room. So you may break the news to him yourself about the December show, Foxy. Before we don't want to be telling him. right on schedule.
Hey,
Foxy, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're Foxy, not... if you rocked up late for a Fight Factory show, what do you think Katie would say to you? Because you're late for this podcast, we might have to reprimand you.
What can you really do?
That's very true.
Actually, sorry, no. What can you do? You can just throw a short on someone. There you go. Other shows have done that. So, sorry, apologies for being late.
Not a bother. Katie was just mentioning about the 4 shows, start times for one of the shows. Just in case you weren't aware, the December show last year, I think that this year's one is the same time, a 5 p.m. start off, just to let you know in advance so you can put it in your diary.
I still feel bad about forgetting to tell you it was a 5 p.m. start.
You were just very lucky that I showed up early.
That's what I mean. You're always very prompt and punctual for me. So it worked out grand. There was no stress. I knew you'd be there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the one that gives you the least amount of trouble.
This is true.
Before we let you go, Kate, I know you're short in time. Will Foxy be allowed to wear shorts for all the shows this year?
I've actually told Foxy that. I told him that after the summer party that, I mean, if you see me, I wear shorts in December. When we had Eric Redbeard over last year, one of the things he asked me was like, why do you guys wear shorts in the depths of winter? Because he was here during the snow. And I was like, I don't know, we just do.
Katie,
it's very strange.
Absolutely appreciate your time. We'll get you back on for a proper long form interview just to talk about more things coming up this year, and we're looking forward to, you know, the Fight Factory shows coming back and seeing what the twist will be Hopefully everybody out there, who supports Fight Factory will be at the shows, all the shows this year, and supporting yourselves, all the good work you're doing down there. And obviously you have the school shows coming up as well. I'm sure coming up this year too. So thanks again for your time, Katey. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks a million. Thanks for having me on. I'll chat to you soon.
Cheers,
Thanks.
Katey. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
So there you have it, guys. Fight Factory have announced 4 shows for 2024: May 17th, July 26th, September 27th, and December 7th. Venues to be confirmed, and obviously matches and everything else will be confirmed closer to those dates. Foxy, welcome to the show. We are here to talk about, after Fight Factory, we're going to be talking about the OTT Gaff Party coming up, some other news within the Irish wrestling scene. But how's everybody going? How are you? How's things, Foxy?
Doing okay, I suppose. Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
Like,
We're looking forward
sound
to
unsure, Foxy. Busy weekend, selling
caught
a lot of
caught
merch.
off guard. I think coming into the show, wasn't expecting to be bombarded with questions.
No, don't mind that. Like, yeah, like everyone has their own shit going on, so like, I'm no different.
Before we get into the Gaff Party shows, they did announce, OTT did announce today, thankfully before we recorded, that announced 2 shows officially: Contenders with Ilja returning on April 20th, and Supremacy, a family friendly show, you said, Colin, and the KF, I keep saying this wrong,
KFRC.
The KFC.
The
I always
KFC.
call it the KRFC. I was like, what football team is that?
Yeah, what did you call it? Supremacy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Supremacy. Yeah, yeah. New name. New name is always good. I always like to know where they get the names from. Joe is one of these as well who usually sticks to some older names. He tends to always keep going back to the same type of name show. So I don't think there's been a Supremacy before.
No, and when he tends to name these shows, he usually tries to have a theme behind it.
Yeah.
So with the Supremacy name, who knows? Like, and he is like that as well, where he'll probably be hiding it in plain sight on the poster.
Yeah.
Like
I haven't had a proper
before.
chance to look at the poster, but that's something that I've done now the last year or so. I've had a proper look at the posters because there's usually there's something in it. I think the first one that he did was the Trent one, wasn't it? Remember the mountain in the background?
It was
so I'm
so
always
blatant that nobody even copped it.
Yeah.
This one has the Supremacy poster has the 5 members, currently 5 members off the draw on the poster. This is the 5 lads, so I'm not sure, is it
battle for the supremacy of the leadership, or maybe.
Well, I don't know, considering like with Charlie Sterling being injured, unfortunately, at the moment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he has to go under the knife.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Yeah, he said he needs a knee operation. Yeah.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah, so he's going to be out for the foreseeable. I want to say for at least like 6 to 9.
Really? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, if it's your knee, you do not want to come back like too soon.
No, definitely not.
Especially the way he throws himself around as well. Like.
Yeah.
He's been working on that, like, on a bad knee since, Jesus, like, well before December, actually.
Did he injure at a show, or is it something?
I think so, yeah. He hurt at a show, and then he tried to work through it, but it steadily got worse. He did the NLW show. I think that was the last one he's done here in Ireland, and he's done 1 or 2 in the UK, just to finish out his commitments. But yeah, like it's unfortunate because like Sterling is one hell of a talent, and for him to kind of go down. Now I think this is his first proper prominent injury, like that he's received. So hopefully it's a very speedy recovery.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yeah, it's the only I can't remember him being injured. The concussion maybe after the ladder match. I can't really think of that another significant, like, and even the concussion. I think he was pretty okay. Like, I think it was.
He was still
minor,
appearing on stuff, but it was kept to a minimum.
Yeah. Hopefully everything goes well from him, and there's nothing there. He's able to recover and no long-lasting effects, and we see him back because Charlie's very much a fan favorite over here. Like, even I think love him or hate him, like you love to hate him or like you love to love him, you know. So like he's always a breath of fresh air on a show as
Yeah.
well, you know. So
He's one of the best. Like he actually is. He's one of the best that like the UK has produced. But
Hmm.
yeah.
like with his time here in Ireland, like people here really appreciate
Hmm.
that level. Now he can be, he can, he's multifaceted. Like he can do comedy, he can do like a full-on baby face. He can be like the most despicable heel, and he can be that in between. Like so, which is very rare to get someone that's that versatile.
Yeah.
The only thing that really changes is either his selling of a match or the kind of moves that he might do in between.
Mm.
But regardless, like it's always engagement, always like immaculate footwork, like just so like um yeah, like
He knows how
I
to have fun as well,
Yeah.
which is
yeah.
something that
Eh,
sometimes you see people take themselves too serious as well, and it's good to see that side of people. Charlie when he oversells
is
is
brilliant to watch.
it's hilariously good, but he's still having an amazing match as well. But
Mm.
he just does that little oversells, and they pop me in the crowd. I just love those little tidbits, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, Charlie! Like, and it always brings a smile to my face when he does it, you know. So, you can see that, like now whether he's enjoying it in there or not, I don't know, and we won't know unless we ask the man himself. But for me, it's very enjoyable.
He's very OCD.
Yeah.
Like and that happens a lot with wrestlers. Like some of them become very OCD about how a match either is planned out or how it should they feel it should go.
Mhm.
But and when when it has to deviate, they don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but he's a perfectionist, and I can appreciate that. But then again, I've had my little run-ins with him over the years. So, uh,
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people try to troll him a couple of times at the curtain by suggesting new things for the match, just to kind of
yes,
throw him off. And
oh yes,
it's completely a joke. Like,
yeah.
oh Charlie, we're after changing this by the way, and just to see the reaction, they'll be like, oh no, I'm only fucking
Uh,
with you, like, and then go out. Their music is after hitting and all, like,
his
you know.
face drops like so bad. But like again, it's in good fun. Like I understand, I appreciate. Like he's like you don't get to be one of the best in Europe, like or in the world, like by just being an everyday wrestler.
Yeah.
Like he is an unbelievable talent that like is very, 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 very fucking capable of being signed up by one of the big companies.
Hmm.
Absolutely, without doubt.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
if
not
it's not
sure.
if he's not an NXT Europe minimum when
Yeah.
that pops up, like I'll be very surprised.
What was he? I know he does a lot of work with Progress. I'm not sure. Were they still tag team champions? Have they lost the tag titles recently?
There was new tag team champions crowned this weekend.
Yeah,
Crowley
Oh,
and
that's right. Curly
Falcon
and
were,
Falcon
Falcon.
won that.
were crowned tag team champions.
Not sure were they announced. Was he announced? He wasn't planning on going to Philly for WrestleMania week, were they for Progress?
Not sure.
I don't know.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him being announced. There has been a few being announced, and I don't think he was.
I think it was a case of like he didn't want to commit to it just because he probably knew what was coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, like, but again, we digress. Like
Yeah.
yes, it is interesting to see all members of the draw on the poster.
Mhm.
What that means, who knows? Only time will tell.
Yeah.
Uh,
We
like,
wish Charlie a speedy recovery. Anyway, we can't wait to see him back in
mm,
OTT and Irish wrestling. Just before we get into any other thing, I just want to shout out to Virgil, who passed away today as of this recording. I'm not sure if anybody has any good memories of him, any memories from him growing up, because they mightn't be as old as me, but I just want to shout out to the memories I had from watching him, because the first three VHS tapes I bought were Survivor Series 91, WrestleMania 8, and SummerSlam 91 after that in that order. And he was on all three of them, had big spots on them. So he's all going to live on in my memory. So I'm not sure if any of you lads have any memories of him growing up or remember him in his heyday.
not
Uh,
particularly,
yeah.
no. Even though I grew up watching some of the 90s, like early 90s,
Mm,
just it was always was always Ted DiBiase that stood out. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't really pay attention to Virgil, unfortunately.
No, that was probably part of his gig as well. It was to get Ted over as much as possible.
Ah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I was a mid to late 90s wrestling kid, like I was 97 by the time I started getting into it. So
yeah, yeah,
Virgil wasn't even on my radar until years later when I started looking back.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I must have been in my teenagers by the time I even started looking back on things and I started realizing who people were then. But yeah, listen, he was always a good entertainer. I think he had a bit of a thing with a session with Martina a couple of years ago on Twitter as well, which was pretty fun. Um, so yeah, like he seemed like a good guy by all accounts. I've heard good things, and we're seeing the outpouring of love from today. And yeah, it's always sad when a legend passes away like that.
yeah,
But yeah, thanks for the memories. He did a great job where he was needed to, and it's again, like you just said that we remember the $1 million man. Like he made him look better than he was. He was that addition to him. Like we say with
Mm.
Vicky to Mark Haskins, like he was that she's that addition to him. So yeah, his memory will always live on. But yeah, it's always a sad day.
yeah. So we'll get into the Gaff Party coming up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Before we get into those shows, the Wolverhampton show, just for anybody who hasn't been aware or doesn't know yet, it has been postponed or cancelled.
Cancelled.
Some of the matches on that card were going to be absolute world beaters, and we're not going to get them. Not sure if we're going to get them down the line at an OTT show, but any update on the Wolverhampton show? Was there any reason given specifically of was
No,
it
no,
logistics or
I imagine logistics. To be honest, like I talked about last time, where like if it's a case of like, all right, we're only at a certain amount of sales, then it unfortunately, as a business, you kind of have to look at it as like, maybe I should cut my losses, like, because normally if you announce your card, you announce your card with the intention that it's going to sell tickets.
Mhm.
And if you've announced stuff ahead of time, so that way people have complete notice about what's coming up,
yeah,
and you only have a very, very small like percentage of what your capacity is, uh yeah, that's not good, because you don't want to completely rely on people just showing up on the day,
yeah, yeah,
because otherwise, if that's the case, you are literally throwing away money.
Mhm.
Like, but not only that, it's just the lo- the the logistics of like transporting a bunch of wrestlers over early to get stuff set up for a show that might not have the best crowd possible for that card that card deserves.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
I think it
I
also it was missing for me. It was missing the. I'm finding it hard to word this. I'm gonna say it was the weakest Wolverhampton show, and I'll elaborate. It's missing a massive star that other Wolverhampton shows have had. Now, for me, from a wrestling fan standpoint, looking at that card, it's an unbelievable card for a dedicated wrestling fan. But it's missing the star power that other Wolverhampton shows have had that might be drawing your casuals in. Now, I know Leo Rush was on it, but let's be fair, there's a massive difference between Leo Rush and John Moxley, Leo Rush and Santino Marella. There's a massive star attraction,
mm,
and for a wrestling fan, people will see Leo Rush and be like, brilliant. Gabe Kidd, brilliant. Dan Maloney, brilliant. Jordan Oliver, brilliant, but from the lesser hardcore wrestling fans and your more casual fans, where's the attraction? And I think that's what was potentially missing from it. And if it is down to ticket sales, I think that might be the reason behind it. But yeah, it's hard to see that card got scrapped because it was for me again, for me as a wrestling fan, I was looking at that card with envy, saying I wish it was in Dublin, because I couldn't make it to Wolverhampton and I'd love to see some of those matches. But there was also then There was also a bit of doubt around a couple of people. Like I know we spoke about this before. The cage match in Japan injured a few people. Are people right? We did hear that Gabe picked up an injury. If he was even going to be there, we don't know. I'm sure there was more than just one thing. I'm sure it was a probably
Mm.
accumulation of maybe two or three different things, that forced it. But I think we can safely say what a lot of people were alluding to was Trent pulling out. With him being added to the match on the Saturday, I think we can firmly say that
Yeah.
had nothing to do with Trent
Mm.
pulling out, and Trent didn't pull out because Trent has now been moved to that match on Saturday. And if
Yeah.
Trent pulled out, he wouldn't have been put on the match on
Yeah.
Saturday. So that was the first thing that I seen a lot of people say, that it was Trent pulling out, but I think it's safe to say that he didn't.
Yeah.
No,
What
absolutely.
what what were we thinking about this match now? So we've got Trent and Jay, in that match with Sammy. How does the dynamic change that when it was first announced it was going to be the winner of Trent and Sammy against Jay, and everybody was presuming it was going to be Sammy versus Jay.
Mhm.
Now
The
with Trent
dynamic
thrown in the
changes
mix.
complete. Like
Mm,
the dynamic changes completely
yeah.
because you have two potential matches that could have happened, but now with very, very decent like build to it and
Hmm.
intrigue toward them. But now they're being combined into one. So instead of getting the singles opportunity that Jay hoped for,
Yeah.
it's now in the confines of a triple threat. Whereas Trent is also in that same boat where, right, if he wins, it might not necessarily be because of Sam. It might be
Mhm.
on Jay.
Yeah.
Like, and likewise, Jay could easily pick up a win by some chance either on Sam or on Trent himself.
Yeah.
So, which makes it a little bit easier for Sam to pick up a win. And if they want to purposely, like, it just from a storyline, like, just to fuck over, like, Trent, you just you have Jay there that could either lie down or you could have Sam lie down.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
It adds that
Oh.
little wrinkle to it.
interesting.
Mm.
I think the red cow would be torn asunder if it happens. But, very interesting take.
It's a nice wrinkle added to the
Yeah,
match, and it allows it to go in a few different directions from that. So, um,
yeah,
where I
interesting.
don't know. That's for the powers that be that to know,
Yeah,
and for us to find out at the same time by watching the show.
yeah. I
It,
think I think Foxy hit the nail on the head. Like
yeah.
what does it change? Changes everything.
Uh,
Absolutely everything for everybody. Um, like Jay wanted a one-on-one. Trent and Sammy was probably the most anticipated match in probably since Sammy and Murray at Scrapper. I'd probably say. Charlie and Sam, I don't think there was enough build in it to kind of have the feel that this match has, you know.
Mm.
Um, I think if Charlie and Sam was maybe done a little bit earlier, I think it could have been. But I think the Trent pull out at the last show and now getting this match, and it just feels big. It feels unknown. I spoke to a few people this week, and the the thing that kept coming across is, when have you ever been this unsure in a result in a championship match? Like, when was the last time you felt this unsure? Like, everyone's going into the match thinking that the title can change hands now. You know the way
absolutely.
there's some matches where you're just like, the champion retains. It's there. He's just gonna retain. It'll be a good match, but it'll retain. Where this one is like, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna leave. Is Jay gonna be the wild card? And I love that he's being called a wild card as well. I
Yeah.
think that's brilliant. Then you have the Trent factor, and people alluding to, is Trent gonna win the belt and then fuck off to TNA and we're not gonna see him again? Because that's what Trent tends to do. I don't know why I'm getting a little thumbs up on my screen. I don't know if that even goes into recording, but
That showed up
um,
there. I wonder what that was. He
I
was
think
saying,
it's I
"Oh,
think it's
Trent's
because
winning."
I put my hand up and then it comes up or something. It's weird.
Weird.
But yeah, but is gonna. It's harder for Sam to retain now because there's two people in the match, you know. So, it brings up a lot of different dynamics. I'm all for it. I think Matthew Macklin did a exceptional job with the video package that he put out as
Mm,
well. I'm presuming, and I said to Matthew that I'm presuming that he had the video package made for Sam versus Trent, and then had to change that up. And I think it's very clever to add in the piece with still keep your package with Trent and Sam, show that thread, and then add in the wild card factor then at the end of it, and Jay coming in as the wild card, and then Jay and Sam have their little thing going on as well. So there's a couple of little dynamics going into the match that really adds to the uncertainty of everything, you know. So I think it's one of those matches that makes shows feel bigger and better, you know.
Does the match in Belfast, we won't get into Belfast straight away, but the tag team match, Sam and Be Cool, like, for the tag titles in Belfast, give away maybe, will he still be champion going into that match? Facing tag team champions?
Yes,
You'll have to go and find out.
Exactly, yeah. Well,
could well
simple
be.
as.
Yeah.
So get your tickets.
Is it sold out yet? Is it nearly sold out?
I'd say it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'd
close.
say it's pretty close, yeah.
So get your tickets. Don't miss out, because like it's gonna be a really good show. I mean, like, Jesus, like, it's our first time back in Red Cow since September.
Yeah, it was for WrestleRama, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like with Osprey. So like
Yeah.
it again, like, great venue, very interesting like layout, which has so much potential, and I'm excited with what we can do with it, because I think the first one was just to see will it work, and this one will be like, right, now what can we do with it, like, going forward, because we know it works. We know the show, like the venue works. It's just, what can we do with it? How can we make it a place that, where no matter where people are, they're gonna feel included in it, as opposed to, right, you're up there, bye bye. I'm not gonna bother with you up there. Let's focus here. No, we'll try and figure out stuff like to involve people up above as well. So
yeah.
Somebody hanging off the balcony, jumping down, doing a flying head scissors.
I'm waiting for it. I've said it after the first show. I said someone has to come off that balcony. But
there was at least 5 people that were already like even joking, just saying like, I'm gonna jump off that. I'm gonna jump off.
You see it, and it's the first thing that comes to mind. I know we spoke a lot about the main event, but like the rest of the card is also pretty good. There's also a few people asking, are we going to get maybe any of the people that were booked on the UK show coming over? I think that's a potential. But still a bit up in the air. But like we have like Barry against Damo. Like Barry's like, is Barry even gonna make it to Belfast? You were saying about the tag. You were saying about the tag match, right? And what dynamic that holds. Will Barry even make it to Belfast the next day? Because like he could. I think it was Macklin again. Was it Macklin that was saying like, someone's gonna die on Saturday, or get ready to see someone die in this match, like, because like Damo's just gonna like destroy him. Poor Barry. I feel so bad for him. But we have Scotty and Leo Rush. That's like that. We know what Scotty Davis is. We know what he's capable of, and then we're getting one of the best cruiserweights in the world then coming over as well. You know, so that's going to be an absolute banger. Renzo against Griffin McCoy, as Renzo said, named after a packet of crisps.
The real McCoy. Like, God damn it.
I don't know who this fella is.
No.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him at all. Yeah.
Bit of a wild card situation here. But listen, he's not been booked on OTT for nothing. So I'm sure someone
Is the
has
title on the
put him
line?
Yes.
I presume so, yeah. Was it announced that it was?
I think it is.
Yeah, I presume it would
I
be.
don't think Renzo would want to like just do an ordinary match. I think he wants to he does want to prove that he is a great champion by defending it. The only catch was that no Irish person could do it. But that also brings us on to what would be happening the following day in Belfast.
Yeah,
we found a loophole.
Mr. Loophole.
Technically.
We found a loophole.
Mr. Loophole with his residency in the States and his Northern Irish passport or whatever he has.
Yeah.
Like, UK passport.
Says UK passport. Like, UK passport. Like, so he's technically English.
Scottish. We'll call him.
Even more. I hope I'm gonna send that clip to Damo. Damo's gonna murder you. Call him English.
Fucking kill.
But yeah, listen, that's a massive task for Renzo now, isn't it? Like, and again, that's main event Sunday.
Yeah.
We spoke about the main event here, that feeling of uncertainty, and again, it's another one of those matches. Like, I'll put it to you this way, right? That Griffan McCoy match, nothing against the lad, don't know who he is, but that match, I'm looking at that saying Renzo win easy. If that's for the title. Damo against Renzo now is completely uncertain.
Yeah.
Now I'm going, Damo's probably going to win that one and potentially going to have a title change, but can Renzo pull it out of the bag and get the win over him? And that's one of those, again, matches that are saying, this is uncertain. This makes the show now a bit more must see and needs to be there, and it's those uncertainty type matches that really draw me in, and I think that they draw the rest of the fans in as well, and I think they draw our crowd. But that's what that match does for me, and we could have two new champions. We could have a new OTT champion and a new NLW champion come Sunday evening.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Could even have new tag champs by Sunday evening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So you never know.
Change in landscape,
Exactly.
with the future uncertainty. Like, we don't technically have a date for Scrapper, and we're not sure what's going to happen for the next few months. So yeah, could completely change the whole landscape for OTT.
Sorry, can I just throw back to this as well? Just one that we overlooked. Robbie X against Leon Slater. Does any more need to be said? Does any, what the fuck? Like,
I cannot wait.
You put them two in any ring around the world, and that's a spectacle.
Yeah. Any promotion.
Anywhere.
Like, they faced off with each other in fucking, Rhio Cabaret back during the summer. And I was lucky enough to be backstage. Just in them, like, going over the match. And they're just on a different level. And you can see
quick.
it. But it's just, normally, like, if someone is trying to, like, either plan out a match, like, right, I'll do this, you do this. Like, whereas, like, with Robbie X and Leon, like, there's no words exchanged. It's all body language and noises. It's like, what's going on here? Like, and I might do this.
No, but they're talking. Do you ever see that scene in was it X-Men when they had Quicksilver in it, and like everything slows down. He's just
he's
scrolling
going
through the
around
room.
picking people up. Yeah.
That's how I envision Robbie X and Leon Slater see the world. Because they're just so quick. They're like, do be watching their matches, and I don't know how they're physically doing what they're doing. My eyes can't even keep up with how quick they're being in the ring. That I don't know how they're doing it at such a speed and understanding what they're doing. It's exceptional.
Yeah.
Absolutely exceptional.
Like,
I've
like, that's what that is.
Have you heard any more? Leon was signed to TNA, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At the end of last year. But he hasn't actually appeared for them yet, has he?
I think he was he saying he was over there, but I don't think he did a recording yet. I'm not sure if he went over. I think I might have seen something on socials though that he said that he was over. But as far as I know, no, he hasn't made his appearance yet.
Yeah.
But he is signed.
Yeah. So more reason to go to this show, go out and see Leon Slater live in person before he does go to TNA, because you won't get to see him that often, in Ireland. Maybe in the UK when he comes home for stuff, but this may be your last chance to see him in Ireland for a long time.
And it'd be a shame to miss out because, like, my God, that kid is gonna, like, absolutely blow up, like, to the moon.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If this is his last match in Ireland or one of his last matches in Ireland, like, you can't pick a better dance partner than Robbie X as well to be in there with him, because the two of them are so good. They make each other look better. It's like the sum of the parts is bigger than the
Did
the
you
whole
see
the two of them,
Did you see Robbie's match with Mustafa Ali?
No, I didn't get to see
I
it.
didn't see a start to finish, but I have seen clips from it. All right.
Oh, wicked!
I've seen a great move that I actually saw was Mustafa Ali going for the baseball slide.
Yeah.
That was the Robbie match, wasn't it? And he's already halfway through a moonsault by the time
He
Mustafa
springboards
Ali,
off.
even off the ropes, to the outside. Even before Mustafa Ali's feet even hit the ground, he's airborne. Like, it's
crazy.
Crazy quick. Like, it just baffles me every time I watch them.
There's another tag match. Well, it's tag match this for the GN Championship as well. GN title, BDE against the Hype Dogs, Kuro and
Oh yes,
Mecca.
forgot about that one. Yeah.
That was announced as well. Are there one of them? Who has the GN title? Is it Kuro and
Celine.
Mecca?
Celine.
Celine.
Yeah.
She's not advertised though, is she? Is she?
She's not. No, the GN title is not on the line. Like
I thought it
not
was to
not
re
that I'm aware of,
I
because
thought they
Celine is
advertised.
still champion.
Yeah.
He's sending people, yes, but
They
uh,
did allude to the GN title, but I can't remember in what sense. It
yeah,
like they definitely said. I remember in the promo they said something about the GN title, and Joe was giving out to them to go and get the title back.
mm.
But I don't know in what sense it was being said, or if they're defending the title on Celine's behalf, or
I'm sure we'll find out anyway as we get closer. But like, yeah. But regardless, like, Kuro's no stranger to
Mm-hmm.
OTT. Like, he's
Mhm.
appeared the last few times on Contenders
Yeah.
and has appeared in Belfast as well. So it'd be nice to see him back on main shows. Um, while I'm not too familiar with his partner. Like,
No.
so,
he was at the last Contender show as well.
mm,
The one that they did all the different country
yeah.
people. He was at that one as well. He's a big boy.
Hmm.
He's a big boy. He's like daunting to look at, you know. So
So
yeah,
I can imagine it'll be a speed and power kind of tag, but
yeah.
with a lot of charisma.
Hmm.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see like how they get on. It's always nice to see new faces pull through
Hmm.
like OTT, um, and sort of bridge the gap for our lads to go over as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to have the familiarity of having Kuro there. I know the other fella did a match before over here, but people are familiar with Kuro, so I don't think it matters who's with Kuro. They're going to know him by
yeah,
association then and get behind them then, you know.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna see a lot of people get behind these guys out of that, and Kuro's hype, and he brings the hype as well. So I think it's going to be a very fast, fun, entertaining match, that one,
Yeah.
with maybe some shithousery involved around the GN title potentially.
One other thing advertised for Dublin was the return of Flex from
mm,
his Love Island antics.
Sexy Flexy.
Yes. Where does he fit
like
in there without with Charlie being out injured? Does he go back into singles and is he going to
say
stay?
so. But he could also be slotted into the tag as well. So you never know. Like, I
So you
mean, there's
never.
five members of the draw.
Is he even still bothered with the draw?
Like,
I
I
think
don't
I think
know.
that's I think that's a question because like where's he been?
Like,
You know, so I know he was
Yeah.
on Love Island. Where was he before that? Where was he all summer?
Getting ready for Love Island.
Where was he all winter? You know, like
Pumping.
he hasn't just he came back. Was it that Belfast show? He came back when
mm,
he did that run out, and he got that big pop, and I think that everyone thought that that was it. He was back, and then he went again. You know, and then obviously Love Island was around the corner, but yeah, like is he even still bothered? Are we going to see another Charlie Sterling situation where Flex wants to come back and take over the leadership, or maybe not? Maybe that brings us to the next event in April. So
who knows? Who knows what's going on? It again, these are these are things that could either be explained or maybe not even get explained, but maybe down the
mhm.
line we will actually find out.
Yeah,
It's just you have to go to watch the show.
yeah,
It's simple as that.
yeah.
So if you don't go to the show, well, you have to watch on demand. So that means you have to get OTT on demand, get your subscription,
Link
pay
below in the
that
comment.
pay that money there, like get that link there, like there's my shill. There you go.
I do think that Flex might potentially draw some new people
Yes,
Oh
as
yeah.
well off the back of a Love Island. So that's always encouraging. Hopefully we do get some new people there who potentially have never been to a wrestling show before and
yeah,
don't know what to expect. And you can usually see them in the crowd. You can usually tell by their reactions and I love those first time reactions when you see people seeing something happen for the first time and you see them
Somebody
either in shock or horror or
somebody
don't
wearing
know
a
what
Love
like
Island t-shirt, you're like, oh, it's definitely somebody that
yeah, yeah.
Just someone getting sucked into what's being presented to them.
Yeah.
Whereas like some fans might be like, all right, I've seen this a million times, but I'm loving their reaction to it. So
Yeah,
it's real live, like watching anyone on YouTube like react to things, but it's fun because like you can get engrossed by their enthusiasm
yeah,
Mhm.
and you can start enjoying them more again yourself. So
absolutely.
I do hope that yeah, it's a great thing if new people do show up to experience a live wrestling show for the first time. Um, find out who their favorites are, who they don't like, and who knows, maybe become a regular fan going forward. So
Need
So
to
so.
entice them in with a few Foxy spots.
Foxy spot.
ah, like I don't know.
We haven't had a Foxy spot for a while, have we?
We didn't get one the last one. I think that was something that we spoke about that
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get a Foxy spot when we were a bit
You
disappointed.
didn't take a bump at the Rumble.
Now listen, when even though we didn't take a bump, like he's always involved. There's
Yeah,
always something involving him. So
I'm always involved.
yeah,
But like again, my job is to help make the match better,
yeah,
like or to add to it in some way that makes it better. It's so if I'm not involved, not needed for anything, then again, I'm not needed. It's just and I've no problem with that.
Actually, speaking of not needed, you mentioned something today. You're not going to be at that show, are you? You are not available at the minute.
uh so yeah, the announcement happened and yeah, I had to send a message to uh the man that runs the place. So I said like giving you a heads up, I'm not there the 7th. I'm gonna be such and such. And I just get one word answer. So you can kind of guess what it is. Like so starts with F. So
send the screenshot. And we'll throw it up.
but yeah, like
He
just
didn't send you an expletive 10-second voice note. No.
no, thank God. Thank God. But now one word answer, 4 letters, starts with F.
Bart.
Uh so yeah. Uh but at the very least I he has noticed. But um am I happy I'm missing it? No. I'm not happy that I'm missing the show, but at the same time, it's like real life comes in the way.
Yeah.
It rears its head every now and then.
Yeah.
So I have other events on that takes me outside of Dublin. And yeah, it's to do my other business ventures. So that's why that needs my priority.
Well, let's talk about your other business ventures because this past weekend you were at wait, is it called Comic Con Telecon?
As Minicon Tala.
Minicon Tele.
Yes. So Minicon Tala, it was a small event that took place in the KRFC in Tala. So a venue I was very familiar with and made it very easy to just walk in. It's like, right, what table am I using? That one? Okay, grand. Set up. It's like I know where all the stuff is. So like so like just so you know, there's this and this and this just around the corner. If you're looking for this, like I'm helping them with the event unintentionally, but because I'm familiar with the venue. But it was fun. I went there as part of my business, Foxy Bros, um, with the intention of selling my pixel art and other stuff, because I haven't done an event in a while,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's more just to dip my toe back into them, because again, whether people know or not, I'm very bad at being front and center in front of crowds. I don't like it. That's why I'm a recluse at home. Like I stay bundled in this room here. Like just because I can't deal with people. Um, but which go figure, like, and I'm involved in wrestling that involves working in front of like thousands of people.
Yeah.
Weird logic. It's
But
like I'm a recluse, but I love the attention of like of a crowd every now and then. Like, so that's why I do these projects that just force me to do it. But no, like, I digress though. Like, again, it was fun to do. It was only like 3 hours, so that's where the mini con aspect is takes part. Normally any kind of comic event or little convention or market, it's always from like say 11 o'clock in the morning till about 6 o'clock in the
mhm.
evening. But this was really handy. Just rocked up, 2 o'clock, set up, got ready, opened the tree, had extremely busy, like for the first half of the event. Just we had a queue outside, which I was shocked
Yeah.
at.
Cool.
Normally, I'm very skeptical of an event that will charge people in
Mm-hmm.
because normally that kind of cuts into the potential of them buying from
Yeah, yeah,
vendors
yeah.
in the event. But no, the people turned up in a good crowd. Were very interactive and they bought some stuff. I even got to sell one of the comics as well, one of the One Fall comics, which I was very surprised at. I got recognized twice. That was weird. And also bumped into an Irish legend in Paddy Morrow.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
he happened to make the venture to it. But fun. Um, Definitely will do more. Like my next event that I'm doing is in April. So you can kind of guess when the time frame of that one. Uh, and that
Mm,
takes me to Wexford for 2 days. So
Mexico.
Mexico.
Wexico, yeah,
Yeah.
Wexico. Uh, so I'd be going there for an event called Cosmic Rebel Comic Con, and
Is this
it's
the one that you did before? Did you do that one
I've
before?
done Cosmic Rebel before.
Yeah.
Not last year, missed out. I think it was the year before I did it. But I like doing it because Wexford is tends to be very good for me and my business. Because people tend to really like that style of artwork
Yeah,
and
yeah.
are really appreciative of the time and effort that goes into it. Whereas with Dublin, it's always been a case of people have too much access to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or it's readily available, or big conventions always go to Dublin.
Mhm.
Whereas like this is a smaller event that's held over 2 days in like a place outside of Dublin, and it just tends to do well there. Like people go there with the intention of like, I want to see some cool things, but I also want to buy stuff as well. And it but it's a lot of fun anyway, regardless. Like
Yeah.
around good people, good event, like lots of activities going on throughout the weekend, and yeah, so it definitely like get you like go check out like Cosmic Rebel on Facebook, like their event is there, and just keep up to date on them. The next
Yeah.
event is in
We'll
April.
we'll leave a link in the description as well for anybody who's looking to go. Anybody from Wexford, Waterford, or Wicklow,
Mm.
or in that sunny southeast area of Ireland, you can go and check it out. What date is it? The 6th and 7th, is it? Or
6th and 7th. So yeah,
get ready for WrestleMania by going to the con.
yeah, there you go. Like and
Um,
yeah.
any other news, Colin? Anything else that people need to be made aware of?
Leading me to the Wolves here now. You are taking
Yeah,
the
He's
dance.
putting you on
what?
the spot.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes, I'm
shit.
still waiting
Um,
for the awards. Have we?
the awards have been compiled. I know all the winners. I'm not telling anybody. All the winners have been informed and received very, very well. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to record the next couple of weeks and get that out then. Maybe we have a couple of things on. I think we said this when we were doing the live the other
Yes.
day. We have a couple of things on. Like so
Yeah,
we have Hard Knocks coming up. Sorry, we have OTT coming up then Hard Knocks. So maybe the week after that, I think it'd be prime spot to record and then maybe get out at the end of that week or
yeah.
start of the week after. But there's yeah, like everything's
March.
compiled.
March is
Everything's
going to be
done.
busy.
I know the results. No one asked me because I'm not telling. You just have to wait
You'll
for the
find out when
show.
everyone finds out.
Yeah, you
Simple
just
as
have
that.
to, I'm not telling everybody. We had a bit of a hiccup. Did we talk about this the last time? We had a hiccup the last show. So I think we had planned not to tell everybody the results, and then we did the show, and then Jerry forgot to record it.
Oh yeah. That was
Yeah,
last year. I
do
remember
you
that. That's
remember
right.
that, Jerry?
I
Do you remember
remember.
Jerry? You
Fucking
forgot to press the record button.
hell.
So we actually
Jeez, that's a
did the
year ago already. Fucking hell.
yeah. So we actually did the show without anybody knowing. Um, and
Genuine
got
reactions.
genuine reactions, but
And it
Jerry
wasn't
forgot to
recorded.
record it. So then we had to. Did we fake it? I can't
We had to do
remember
it
if we
all over
faked it or
again.
not.
We had to
Yeah,
do
we
it all
We
did.
over
We
had
did.
again.
we had
Yeah,
to do it
we
all
had
over
to.
again. But
2 hours.
yeah, I'm not sure if we
Oh
faked it
wow,
or
they
not.
won. Wow.
Yeah. But
Congratulations.
this year we're gonna make sure that Jerry presses the record button and
It's I'm just going to leave this recording and we'll come back in 3 weeks time. Just come
yeah.
back and hello.
But yeah,
Use this for
genuine
reference,
reactions.
like for later.
Yeah.
Like when you
So
show the awards, like the actual like reactions to the winners, you also put side by side with last year's and just have it like
yeah.
Compare. Fuck.
But yeah,
no reaction.
Yeah.
that's in the works. Is there anything else? We hopefully we can get a day in next week. If we can't, I'll do it myself. But hopefully you two guys are available. That we will do. We were planning on doing a watch along for Hard Knocks as well. What we were saying we were going to do was that we have a big match coming up. We have Terry Thatcher against Sammy D. Main event for the Hard Knocks World Championship. Terry Thatcher referring to himself as the real champion. Sam the actual champion. But it's not the first time these guys have met because they did have a match at the first Hard Knock show. On something I can't. There's three on shows that start with on. So I'm not even gonna.
Unrivaled.
Was it unrivaled? I don't know. Probably.
Unrivaled or unscripted, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it was unrivaled.
Unrivaled, I think you're on the ball with that. They did it purposely to fuck us up by naming three shows that started with
Un.
UN. So it was the Un trilogy of shows, but it was one of them shows. But we had Terry Thatcher against Sammy D for the first championship. And these two guys are going again a little over a year later. So we want to watch that match back. I have reached out to Hard Knocks management, and I have been told that they will endeavour to come on with us. Hopefully time suits everybody, and
Yeah.
we'll get that done on. I think we're gonna do it live on Twitch. I'm looking into YouTube see can we co-stream it, and of course we will record it and get it up on YouTube regardless. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think there's any
You'll
other
record it.
big
I won't
plans.
press record, but you have to press record.
I'll
Oh.
record it on my end. Yeah, I'll make sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the only plans. RCW have their show coming up in
Yeah. Good. Easter
Friday.
weekend, there's a lot on Easter weekend. Good Friday show and NLW are on Easter Saturday as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the NLW show as well. That's just something else. I'm not sure if people know that there was tickets for a show on for May. They were on sale. The show, I don't even know if it was announced properly, but they were up on the Moat website. But that show has been moved from the middle of May. I think it was May 12th. It's been moved to the June Bank holiday weekend now instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tickets, as far as I know, are still valid. So they're not being refunded. I think the tickets just moved. So if anyone does have tickets, I don't think there was many sold for that because I don't think it was announced officially. But if you do have them, that show was moved
Yeah.
as well. Logistical issues. A lot of that going around in the wrestling world. But yeah, I
These
think we're
things happen.
coming
Very
in.
few venues.
Yeah.
Very few venues. And when shows are on, they're very easily like outdone.
Yeah.
Like we talked about this before where like actually Kabari talked about this on the podcast that like some theater groups might have a show booked out, but they need a certain amount of dates. So
Yeah.
this could be the same case with the Moth Theater. They
Yeah.
probably have a show that needs those particular dates. And that happens, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's not all about the wrestling.
It is, damn it. Wrestling,
It's still real to
wrestling
me,
always
damn
comes first. Wrestling always
It
comes
should come
first.
first.
Yeah.
Fuck them kids.
I'd say that.
Don't say that. No.
But yeah, that's what we have coming up. So
Yeah.
I think we're starting to hit a bit of after a bit of a lull at the start of the year, we're starting to hit into a run of a lot of shows coming up now.
Yeah.
So exciting times,
Yeah.
and it's going to be very tiring and hard to even keep up with stuff. And then as well, we have a lot of stuff going on in AEW and WWE as well to contend with. So
A
um,
lot, lots and lots of news.
but Jerry, you're going to Philly.
We are going to WrestleMania, yeah, for
Yeah,
6 nights, yeah. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
so hopefully we'll get a lot of content from stateside.
Yeah,
Jerry and
we'll
his
be at
excursions.
NXT. We'll be at NXT. Hopefully, Lyra is defending the title. She'll be at that show. Hopefully, well, we could Lyra defending her title. Becky's facing Rhea for that title. Finn and Priest possibly still defending the tag titles by the time WrestleMania comes around. So, other than Jordan, I'm not calling him JD. Other than Jordan, we haven't confirmed the match for him yet. Like, and maybe the return of Sheamus. There's going to be a lot of Irish on the WWE side of
Yeah.
things, and then a lot of the lads, LJ and a few of the Fight Factory lads are heading over. They're booked in for shows in Philadelphia already. So we're trying to
Martina
see.
as well.
Martina's
I think
going to be at
she's gone over there.
JCW and Progress, and Damo's going to be at Progress as well. He's teaming up with your man Axel from Sanity. They're teaming up
Axel
again.
Tishner.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
they're well, they've already reformed before, but they have a match over there as well. They're touring America in April, so
Nice.
loads, hopefully loads of content. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll see what
I'm
happens.
sure we get loads. There's a few irons in the fire as well. So that we can't announce. So
Yeah.
watch this space as well.
Keep watching.
Hopefully they come true. But some exciting stuff coming up. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's as we said, always support Irish wrestling. Get out to all the shows that you can. The Gaff Party is this weekend, Saturday the 2nd, Sunday the 3rd of March. Like we said, March is going to be chaos for all the Irish wrestling promotions. They all have shows in March. And we talked to Katey earlier on the show. We announced the dates for the return of Fight Factory, the over 18s with a twist. Always bring your own brews, as it's over 18. So, stay tuned for more information on Fight Factory. And we'll be back next week. Like Colin said, we'll be doing a watch along for Hard Knocks, and we'll be doing a preview for Hard Knocks and RCW and NLW later on in the month. And hopefully we'll have the awards before the end of March. So we'll be back as always. Stay tuned for more, and like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks.